Hi people, what's up? How you are doing? Welcome back to another exciting video. Today we're checking out something very interesting from Talk TV. It's titled SINISTER. Primary school scraps Easter celebrations, to respect diverse religious beliefs. Are you serious? Are you serious? This video is about 4 months old. Anyway, we're going to see what this is all about. I'm really curious. I want to hear what's going on here. Why would they scrap like an annual holiday, But before we dive into the video, I'm Oge. Welcome to the channel. It's your first time here. Super happy to have you here. Do well to like, share, drop your comment on what you think about the video. Make sure you're dropping something. Maybe where you're watching from, what you learned, what you think, addition, subtraction, what you do not agree with, what you agree with. Let's keep it interesting in the comment section, okay? Let's get straight into the video.
Let's come back to that school, that primary school, Norwood Primary School in Eastleigh in Hampshire, which sent a letter to parents and carers informing them that their Easter bonnet parade and their Easter service will not be held this year. But don't worry, instead of that, in June they will be marking Refugee Week. Of course they will. The head teacher of Norwood Primary School, Stephanie Amanda, said she was doing this to respect diversity and to create a more inclusive atmosphere. But how does banning a national public festival, effectively a celebration of we are a constitutionally Christian country, how does that promote respect for diversity? Let's talk to Momus Najmi, who's a writer and commentator and joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm an atheist. I don't follow the Christian faith, but I do live in a country which is constitutionally Christian and brought up with those festivals. We mark Easter, we mark Christmas because they're national public holidays. Shouldn't schools mark those and celebrate those?
It's very funny to see about this school as well. Sorry about my camera. I keep going off.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's very funny to see about the school as well because I saw the report that Ofsted rated the school good in all categories except for the most important category for outcomes for children and learners.
So it's the only one that really matters to most parents. Oh, so they've got a great bullying policy, a great diversity policy. But I've looked at their results and well below average. I mean, the one thing this teacher I think she's quite a new head teacher at school, but one thing they're not focusing on is getting their kids some good exam results.
Exactly. And what they thought was not how to improve that, but we will have more of the things that are not helping kids. We'll have the Refugee Week in June, and we will work, as she said, working to become a school of sanctuary.
What?
Sanctuary for what? This is what she wants.
Should be a sanctuary for people who want to learn.
Exactly. So, I mean, when it comes to Easter and those things as well, like Christianity is the most inclusive religion out of all the religions that are even within Britain, right? So she wouldn't be cancelling anything to do with Islam or anything if it was an Islamic school or something like that, which is the most exclusionary religion, which wants to take over other religions, right? So it is a bizarre thing, and it's not like you said. It's you can be an atheist and stuff, but you can recognize that the cultural values of this country are Christian based.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, I believe. I mean, you were raised as a Muslim, a follower of Islam, but you've rejected that religion. Again, in many countries, you'd be punished with death, as opposed to being able to talk about it openly. But this is the thing: you don't have to be a follower of a particular religion to think, oh, let's mark it. Look, I've got to be honest with you. We just follow if any festival if it's got chocolate or fireworks, I'm happy to play, basically. But the key thing is, the Easter and Christmas and other events in the Christian calendar, they are national public holidays in a nationally constitutionally Christian country, and they are part of our national tradition and our culture. And if you want to be inclusive, bringing people of all faiths and none into that national history and culture is the most inclusive thing you can do.
Exactly, but they don't actually want what they're saying, right? They don't want inclusivity, they don't want diversity and stuff. The whole idea is to break down British culture and values and British connection with the people so that they can pour in their own ideas.
But why is the head teacher doing this? Stephanie Manda, why is she doing this though?
It's the same reason why any of them, when they come, like any of the woke liberals or communist Marxist, when they come in any position of power, they will reenact the ideology. is because they have been now given the opportunity so they can do their part.
So for you, this is much more sinister. I mean, you might think, oh, with kids wandering around in an Easter bonnet and going to a service. That's not it. For you, this is much more sinister than that.
Yeah, it is much more sinister, and some people are doing it intentionally, and other people's like her might be doing it unintentionally.
Useful idiots, you might say.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she is a useful idiot, because what is happening is the communists on one side, they're trying to break down the British values and any connection with Britain so they can take over, while the Islamists on the other side are doing the same so they can take advantage of the breakdown of Britain. And then you have in the middle all these woke liberals, including this headmistress as well.
Yeah.
All these woke liberals who are so, in need for their virtue signaling to be recognized. Then they're helping both those factions.
Yeah, but it's always fascinating how we always talk about, we need to know about everyone's different belief systems. Yeah, fine. Teach me about Islam, teach me about Judaism, teach me about Buddhism. But at the end of the day, the one that they don't respect, the one they don't want to teach, is the one that is actually the national constitutional religion and the history of this country. Momus Najmi, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry it couldn't be for longer. Thank you for that.
So, you guys, this primary school, Norwood Primary School in Islay, I think it's in the UK. It's in the UK. Sent a letter to parents and carers informing them that the Easter bonnet parade and the Easter annual festival, holiday, will not be held in their school. And I'm like, so I think Julia, from the host, she mentioned something that, why do you think she's doing this? I personally think that she's doing it for herself, forcing her own belief. And another interesting thing is that I love the fact that Julia is atheist. She's not a Christian, but if she was Christian, we'll say, oh, because she's Christian, that's why she thinks that. But Julia mentioned it that she was an atheist. Now the guy who spoke, the Momos, I think his name is Momos, I don't know if he's a Christian. So it is coming from like a central point of view. Do you understand? Now, for a country that is constitutionally Christian country, why would you be scrapping it all to say that, oh, you're trying to what should we say, respect diversity of religious belief? Everybody's going to be observing the holiday and and all of that. Only your school. I'm trying to think about the reason why she would want to do that, and they had to look through the school results. How are these children doing? I think a school primarily has to focus on, except if it's a Catholic school or say a Christian or a Muslim school or maybe a religious school. We know that they are first, the first thing they want to teach a child or people there is their faith in God and all of those things. But I think a school, their primary goal is to foster and make sure that these children are academically sound, intellectually intelligent. Those things are put in place first, and then the holiday, since everybody's observing it, of course you have to observe it because it's an annual holiday. Now, if for children that say, oh, you are trying to foster diversity of religious belief, then what are you trying to do by exempting the Easter holiday? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I personally think that I agree with what Momo said. The guy that spoke, I agree with what he said, and I think that for her to make such, because that's a very audacious move for her to say, oh, and it's a primary school, it's not even a secondary school or a tertiary institution, it's a primary school, so for her to actually come up to say, let's even run through the comments, because some of the comments actually made, someone said she's not making decisions for anybody but herself. This is a Christian community, this is a Christian country, and you need to know it. Parents need to stop her, of course. Oh my gosh, there are lots of negative comments, but someone else said Britain is a white Christian country. If newcomers don't like it, there are no barriers. Sooner the better. Go sooner the better. I don't want to read out the negative comment, but I can see that everybody, someone actually said they are not respecting diverse religions. They are discriminating against Christians. Of course, the woman is obviously not a Christian. She's probably, I don't know what she's trying to be what she's trying to diversify. If you're trying to include, you know, if you're trying to diversify, I mean, the Christian community or the Christian fold should be part of whatever you're diversifying. Do you understand what I mean? But anyway, I would love you guys to, I mean, especially, I don't know how parents in this parents of the children in this school will feel. I'm sure a lot of them would withdraw their kids from going to that school, because I don't know, or I don't understand why every other person will be observing the Easter bunny and all the interesting things that happens, you know, during the Easter holiday. And then my children in a particular school, just because the headmistress decides that, oh no, they're not going to observe it because of her own personal reasons, then it doesn't make any sense. So I really love to know what you guys think about it. What do you think is the way forward? I mean, what do you guys think about this kind of situation? Have you actually experienced it? Or it might not be Easter, maybe Christmas or a particular thing. And again, sometimes people will say, oh, this is like an agenda against the Christian community, because you can't do that when it comes to, say, the Muslim community. When there is a holiday, there's a holiday. I mean, even if you're not, you don't practice that religion. Just like we have the Islamic holiday. I'm Christian, but there's an Islamic holiday. I have Muslim friends. We respect their religion. You know, they're observing their holiday, and you know, you celebrate it with them. Do you understand? But it's just like an agenda against the Christian community. If you ask some people, do you get? So let me know what your thoughts are. What are your comments? What do you think about this particular video? Do well to like, share, subscribe, turn on post notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.